Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com. I've got a fantastic video for you. This week, I'm kicking off a series of top 10 Super Bowl winners of all time. This week, I'm starting with 10, and if I did my math right, the best Super Bowl team of all time would be revealed the week of the Super Bowl. So I'm going to talk about the 10th best Super Bowl team of all time. This team is possibly the most underrated team of all time. It's definitely the most underrated team on this list. This team was a physical, tough, smash mouth team. Now, they averaged 29.7 points a game, which is second best in the league, while only giving up a measly 14.2 points a game, which is best in the league. So they had the number one defense, second best offense in terms of scoring, plus they doubled up their opponents. Now, this team played in an era where there wasn't the amounts of substitutions that there are today. So the players that they had on defense, they had 5 Pro Bowlers, and these 5 Pro Bowlers were on the field for all 3 downs. But what was really impressive about this team was the running game. This team averaged over 154 yards rushing a game. They had a Pro Bowl running back who had over 1,260 yards, but they also had a fullback who had 649 yards, plus he had 71 catches. But the thing that really stood out about this team is the defense. In the last 8 games, they gave up 0, 17, 7, 17, 3, 17, 7, and 16. That game they gave up 16 points last game of the year. They put in their backups and they won, scoring 19 points a game. Their worst offensive output in the last eight games. So their worst offensive output the last 8 games is 19. The best defense gave up was 17. And 19 was with backups. And that team they beat, that team went to the playoffs. But the thing about this team that's really, really impressive is there's probably not 3 playoff opponents that were better than these 3 teams. In the divisional round, this team 2 years later went to a Super Bowl and won. They gave up 10 points. In a conference game, this team shut out the team who won the Super Bowl next year. So here you are, 2 teams that are Super Bowl winners. You held them to combine 10 points. And then in the Super Bowl, you play one of the greatest offenses of all time, and you hold them to 16 points. So do the math. 3 playoff opponents, 2 Super Bowl winners, 1 great offense. You hold them to a grand total of 26 points. That's less than 9 points a game. That's a ridiculous number. But 2 big trends that this team started is, have you ever seen a defensive back or a defensive lineman line up in the backfield? Have you ever seen an offensive lineman line up as fullback? Well, this team started it. And this team also started a huge trend where the NFC ended up winning 13 straight Super Bowls. So in case you haven't figured it out, the 10th best Super Bowl team of all time is the 1984 San Francisco 49ers. This is a team I really, really, really wanted to rank higher. There's a good chance that this team might actually be better than some of the Super Bowl teams ranked higher. I mean, this team is one of the most underrated teams of all time. You have a Pro Bowl right tackle, a Pro Bowl right guard, a Pro Bowl center. Wendell Tyler was a Pro Bowl running back, and then you got Roger Craig as a fullback. Oh yeah, Joe Montana was there. But this team won by running the football. The Giants, who they played in the divisional round, they of course won the '86 Super Bowl, and this team played the '84 Bears. Go back and look at how good the '84 Bears were, and the Niners just smacked them, and beat them 28-0. The '85 Bears weren't a bad team, but this team just smacked the '84 Bears. And then they played the '84 Dolphins, arguably one of the greatest, you could argue the greatest offensive team of all time, held them to 16 points. This Dolphins team was a really good football team too. They were 14-2. They were 14-2 playing a 15-1 Niners team. How many Super Bowls can you find that the combined losses of the 2 teams is 3? Good luck. Go ahead. Try to find it. I'll wait. No, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to keep talking. Here's the thing. This Dolphins team was a great team. This was a true clash of the Titans. For those of you that remember, the Dolphins were in Super Bowl 17. They had the killer bees on defense. This was a team that had a good defense, but a revolutionary offense. And the Niners were just an old school punch you in the mouth offense, believe it or not. Because here's the thing. When you think about the San Francisco 49ers, what do you think of? Offensive genius Bill Walsh, Joe Montana. But this 84 Niners team was a smash mouth team with a great defense. The thing is about this team is that they got a lead on you, and then they had their whole secondary. The whole secondary made the Pro Bowl. You have 4 Pro Bowlers that went in their secondary. So good luck throwing the ball, because they averaged over 40 yards rushing a game versus their opponent. They didn't have a great rushing defense. They had a very good rushing defense, but the rushing offense was phenomenal. And that's the thing that you don't think about when you think of the 49ers, a run-powered, smash-mouth offense. Oh, yeah, they had this guy, Joe Montana. The thing is with this team is that, I firmly believe this is possibly the most underrated football team of all time. So I know what you're saying. You're saying, Dan, why is this only the 10th best team of all time? And the answer is this team's about 35 years old, roughly. They only have 2 Hall of Fame players. You have Joe Montana and you got Ronnie Lott. Now Bill Walsh is a Hall of Fame, so you got 3 Hall of Famers total. Now, the NFL came out with the top 100 players of all time, and both Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott made the top 10, and they were both the highest ranked in their positions. So you can make a strong argument Joe Montana's the greatest quarterback of all time, Ronnie Lott's the greatest defensive back of all time. So it may make their overall talent level higher. They had 10 Pro Bowlers, which is an insane number. But the reason why I only got them at 10 was you only have 2 Hall of Famers on a team that played almost 35 years ago. You're going to find out as I go through this list, there's a lot of teams on here, a lot more Hall of Famers. And that was a big reason why I had to put them at 10. Another reason was that even though you had a great defensive coach in George Seifert and Bill Walsh, phenomenal offensive mind, one thing this team lacked, and they really didn't need it, but they didn't have a great pass rusher. Something that if they were going to play in this era, four Pro Bowl defensive backs is phenomenal, and that would really help out. But you don't have a great pass rusher, which is something I almost think that you kind of need. But as of right now, I got this team at 10. I would love to have your opinion on it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Should this team not even be included on my list? Is this team way too low? Me personally, I really, really wanted to put this team higher. But I looked at lack of Hall of Famers and lack of a great pass rusher, and I got them stuck at 10, even though this is a great team. Now, I'm really excited about doing this. This is one of my favorite things to do, is talk about the history of the NFL and how the game's evolved and all the teams and everything. This is something I have a big passion for. I am an encyclopedia of historic NFL knowledge. So I'm really going to have a fun time with this list. I can't wait to do the next one next week. So and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already noticed, or if you're new to Andrews Football, there's this little button right there, and you look down there, see it right now. BAM! Hit that button, become one of the greatest people on planet Earth, and wait until next week where I'm going to have the number 9 Super Bowl team of all time.